Las Cruces, New Mexico, the lonely city in southern New Mexico, home to the Organ Mountains, Old Messiah, and New Mexico State University. This is where I've spent the past 3 years furthering my education. Rated as one of the best universities in the state, NMSU has lots to offer, including marching band. It's here where I found my place at school. Starting in high school, marching band has always been one of my favorite hobbies. Coming into college, going to a school that had a great marching band was a must. Coming into the program as a rookie, I was a bit skeptical because I didn't know if I would make friends and fit in, but that was not a problem at all. Everyone in Pride is so open-minded and accepting, and each section is basically a small family. I knew that these people were genuine and I could trust everyone. So, I knew I had made the right decision. From the grueling desert sun for 13 hours a day during band camp, to the chilly halftime performances during football games, I knew I had found my place. But this year, everything was different. Needless to say, the pandemic changed almost every aspect of life, including marching band. But the Pride of New Mexico came prepared and had a plan ready for the season.
We basically just had a smaller marching band, and then we split up like having a rock band, having a brass band, just like different sorts of band. We had a hype band, which was what I was in, and just so we could like have that like those smaller groups so we weren't all bunched up together.
For many years, Smith has been wanting to do pop groups on top of Pride. I just think that due to COVID, this gave him more of a chance to be able to do that. But with the pop groups, we're able to show our community, the different flavors of Pride. That's the best way I can explain it.
We are back. We will march. Now, we may not march at a football game, but we will definitely be marching. We have a great plan. We know exactly what we're going to do. And so I just need you guys to trust us, get your stuff done, show up here, and be ready to learn because we've got a lot of great plans for you.
Though the directors had a plan for marching band, what about social distancing? When we finally showed up, everything was already under control.
The main measures seem to be just using our hoops around us that have like the 6-foot diameter so we stay away from each other, and then the masks with the playing holes.
And then also, since it's marching band, they just stay just wherever they want. So if my dot is 6 feet away from someone else's, we just have to maintain that. And if we're not maintaining it, then we're not marching properly. So.
Our band's uniform manager, Caitlin Zoomans, actually invented the playing masks we use.
I ended up coming up with the brass mask, which has the one I'm wearing right now, and it has basically an offset hole. So like as you can see now, like none of my face is showing and no air can like get out, but then you can slide the mouthpiece in and play your instrument.
They were so wildly popular that colleges all around the country contacted us to make masks for them. It even gained national attention with the New York Times coming into town to do a story on our band program. And this was my reaction when I first received my playing mask. So I'm at band camp right now, and these are the masks that we have to use, and it's weird because I gotta put my mouthpiece in like this, and then I can play. Just like that, the season started. We began our rigorous rehearsal schedule and got to work learning our first show.
But I really like the theme. It was Pride en Fuego, some more Hispanic culture, more towards New Mexico, really showing people, even though we're like the only school right now doing marching band. I think it was really a great way to show people specifically what we're here for and the kind of culture that we represent.
Week after week, we practiced. 2 hours a day, 3 times a week, kept the workload high. On top of classes, working, and a social life, marching band almost felt stressful at times since it took so much time out of my day. Though, we kept practicing for our first parade.
Friday is going to be our parade, right? Yeah. So make sure you show up in what? Class B's, okay?
So right now I'm getting ready to go to our parade. It's the first one of the season. And I'm pretty excited because we've been working all summer, basically, and we haven't had a chance to showcase our playing performance abilities or anything like that. So I'm pretty excited. Hopefully it goes well today. I'm putting my mask on my horn, and yeah, I'm excited. The day was finally here. Our first performance. We were set to parade all across campus. We started at the Horseshoe and paraded all the way to the front of the Garcia dorms. Once there, we parked and barked and had a little performance, showcasing all the hard work. Afterwards, we marched all the way back to the Horseshoe. When we got back, we rehearsed a bit and we performed Salvation, which is a piece we perform at the end of every rehearsal. Thy ringing call is in our ear. Although I had fun, little did I know that this parade would be poorly executed and have little to no turnout whatsoever. Almost nobody showed up to watch us, there was almost no energy within the band, and we were marching in the hot sun with no reward at the end. Our director even noticed this, and he ended rehearsal with this speech.
Don't allow the frustration that this isn't maybe quite the Pride of New Mexico keep you from doing this again next year. We need to be back. We need to be 300 next year, and we need to have the fun that we have. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud of what we're doing, but we just got to keep this thing going. Does that make sense to everyone? Yes, sir.
Luckily, we still had the entire season ahead of us, so I kept my head up and tried to make the best of it.
There just weren't that many people at the parade, so that was a little sad, but at the same time, I was so glad that the freshmen could experience our parade things we do, like all the horn moves and stuff. So I had I don't know about you, but like I had a great time just even being in a parade. I feel like a lot of people were expecting this huge crowd, but it's kind of just like, you know, we get to do a parade, so enjoy it for what it is, you know.
In my free time, I love spending time with my friends outside of band. I try my best to enjoy myself once in a while and have some fun while not thinking about my obligations. On this night, my friends and I went to downtown just to have fun, and these random guys came up to us and said they'd take our friend for a ride on his bike if they beat us in a race.
Oh no! Just come in. We're on the clock.
I've never ridden a motorcycle. That's spooky though.
Once you're like going, it feels fine, and you're like, come on, Jess, live your life.
How do you feel, Jess?
Huh?
How do you feel?
Nervous.
Hit this exhaust.
Sadly, our fun night had to come to an end eventually.
Look, my brakes.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I got to spend time with my friends.
I tried to go like that, but I didn't.
That's a no for me. Hi. I'm good.
The next big event planned for band was our concert on the skiing performance. This was the biggest performance of the year for us since it was open to the public. Our directors had everyone helping to set up, and my job was parking. I was in charge of socially distancing people 3 spaces away from each other, and they had the option to stay in their car and listen, or stand outside their car and watch the students perform. After everything was set up, each group had the chance to perform. Starting with the hype band, each group rotated and performed every 15 minutes.
And they had like a band performing front up close in like a level of cars, and then another performance kind of on the other side of the cars. So parents got to come in from out of town and see their kids perform, and I thought that was a really cool thing. And Smith, like, to a T, made sure everything was solid. And I think that one was very well done, you know.
It was really nice actually having a crowd and seeing so many families at this performance. It really made me appreciate the season a lot more.
To get an opportunity, and again, the administration was super supportive, allowing Pride members' families to come, immediate families. And so that's probably one of the harder things for students, is because, well, my parents haven't been able to see me this season yet. And so to give them an opportunity to say, hey, your student has been doing a fantastic job. This is what we've been working on, and to let them showcase a little bit to the people that they love.
With my parents being a whole state away, I kind of loosely invited them, not expecting them to show up. However, I was so surprised when I saw our truck pulling into the parking lot with my parents in it.
Say hi. Love you, Sunny. We're watching Christian perform with the NMSU band in a parking lot.
My parents said that they really liked all the performances and it reminded them of a normal season.
It was nice. We had a great time enjoying all the different types of music. So we're here to support you, Sunny.
Bye. Overall, this was my favorite performance of the year. I got to go all out for a performance, meet my friends' families, and I finally felt like our hard work wasn't for nothing.
Do you think we sounded good?
Yeah.
We sounded amazing.
Though this was the end of our skiing performance, we still had one more exciting event to wrap up the season, but this time it was going to be in the stadium. Annually at NMSU, we host one of the largest marching band competitions in the Southwest called Tournament of Bands. Since it was cancelled and we had reserved the stadium months in advance, we decided to have a media day and record all of our performances in honor of TOB and as a recap. We recorded most of our stand tunes with visuals, which was fun, but we spent a long time recording our Latin show and our Hamilton performance. Although this wasn't TOB, it was still special performing in the stadium for the last time this season, especially since we weren't able to get a true performance there.
Obviously not going to be as rewarding, but at the same time, it's like we were given the opportunity to finish out our year and in the stadium, and it was emotional because it's like, here we are in this setting of what we normally do, in this exact setting where TOB, people be running around, crowds of people, and here we are doing what we can.
There's a magic that happens when you're in the stadium with the lights on. And so I think because we were able to have that venue still, it was still on the books, on the schedule, and so to be able to perform, even though the stadium was empty, to feel the energy that a stadium has is something that you can't recreate in a different environment.
And finally, we ended our season by playing and singing Salvation.
So this is my senior year. This is my 4th year in Pride, and it is a very different experience having, our last performance, which was Saturday, compared to how, it's been in the years past. But I think we showed overall, even though we couldn't perform for our family, but even though we couldn't perform for a genuine audience, I think we still made an impact and showed that no matter what's going on in the world, no matter what the pandemic is trying to do to us, we are still going to show that music can sincerely and utterly conquer it all.
Allows us to communicate in a way that's magical. I hope this has been that for you, because it has been to me.
And that was it. We were officially finished with the season. Though this year was extremely different from my previous 7 years of being in band, I still made amazing new memories with all my friends, and I will always be grateful for music for uniting us all in these difficult times. I'm genuinely grateful for everything the directors went through to let us have the season that we had this year. In the future, I will look back and remember that I was in a marching band during the 2020 pandemic and was fortunate enough to stay healthy throughout the duration of my experience.